You can have all the motivation in the world, and it still won't save you. This is a lesson one entrepreneur, Sam, learned the hard way when it almost drove him straight into bankruptcy. His name is Sam, and he used to be a motivation junkie. For his startup, he was living on a high of good vibes and fleeting sparks of genius. But when the motivation inevitably faded, his dream was left on the scrap heap. It wasn't until he was forced to confront 5 brutal truths about discipline, the ones nobody ever talks about, that he was able to build the systems that finally actually worked. If you're tired of starting strong only to watch your goals fizzle out, this is your wake-up call. We've all been sold this lie that if we just feel motivated enough, success is a done deal. But that feeling, it's a trap. The real key to getting what you want isn't found in a random burst of inspiration. It's forged in the quiet, unglamorous moments of showing up when you really don't feel like it. The story of Sam's startup's near-death experience is wrapped around these 5 truths. His story will show you how they can change everything for you too. And if this message hits home, consider subscribing to join a community that's all about building things that last. Alright, the first brutal truth. Motivation is a feeling, not a strategy. It's a spark, sure, but discipline is the engine that keeps chugging along long after that spark is gone. Relying only on motivation is like trying to cross an ocean on a raft you only work on when you feel inspired. You're going to end up stranded. For Sam, this was the great filter. He launched his fitness app Side Hustle fueled by pure joy. He loved the late-night coding sessions and the vision of what it could be. But then, the low dopamine days hit. The days filled with fatigue, boredom, and a whole lot of doubt. The motivation vanished. And just like that, progress ground to a halt. He thought something was wrong with him, but the reality was, he was just human. He had to learn that real discipline has nothing to do with feeling good. It's about starting the work even when you feel absolutely nothing. It begins the exact moment you want to quit. This leads to the second brutal truth. Your brain is a master negotiator, and it wants you to be comfortable. Every excuse, "I'm just too tired, I'll do it tomorrow, what's one day off," is a logical sounding argument for a short-term dopamine hit. It's your brain choosing the simple pleasure of right now over the real, long-term reward. Sam started keeping an excuse journal, and it was revealing he wasn't just tired, he was burned out. He didn't just need a break, he needed perfect conditions. These weren't reasons, they were rationalizations. His brain was picking the immediate reward of binging a Netflix show over the delayed, abstract reward of building his app. Look, disciplined people aren't robots, they just get really good at spotting their own BS. He learned to bypass the whole internal debate with one rule. If he started arguing with himself, he had to act immediately, no matter how small the action. The debate itself was the red flag. Here's the third brutal truth. Willpower is a phone battery. It starts at 100% and drains all day. You can't rely on it. True discipline isn't about having superhuman willpower. It's about needing less of it in the first place. And you do that by building systems. His turning point came when he was fired from his day job for poor performance. That was rock bottom. His whole hustle when inspired approach was a catastrophic failure. So, he built a system. Alarm goes off at 5 a.m. No debate, no snooze. That's the rule. From 5:15 to 6:15 a.m., that was his coding block. It was non-negotiable, and he tracked it in a habit app. This took his feelings and all that internal debating out of the equation. The system dictated his actions, not his mood. It's repetition, not inspiration, that builds the automatic habits that actually get you somewhere. Here's the fourth truth, and it's a tough one in our world of instant everything. Your ability to delay gratification is one of the single biggest predictors of your success, period. It's the choice to swallow the pain of discipline today for the prize of freedom tomorrow. For Sam, this just meant saying no a lot. He said no to parties so he could work on buggy code. He said no to short-term fun for long-term skill building. Every time he chose the harder, more boring path, he was training his brain to control its impulses. He was literally strengthening the part of his mind responsible for self-control. This wasn't about punishing himself. It was about prioritizing the person he was trying to become over the person he was in that moment. Success isn't about what you do when you're fired up. It's about what you do when you'd rather be doing anything else. And the final brutal truth. Talking about your goals can be the sneakiest form of procrastination. Announcing your plans gives you a tiny dopamine hit of social validation. It feels like you've already accomplished something, which makes you less likely to actually do the work. The truly disciplined, they don't need an audience. They let the results do all the talking. Sam used to post vague big things coming soon, updates for likes, looking for external validation to fuel his motivation. It was a cheap substitute for actual work. So, he went silent. He stopped talking about what he was going to do and focused completely on doing it. All that energy he'd been wasting on seeking approval, it got channeled directly into the product. The focus became internal. No audience, no applause, just a quiet, daily act of showing up. Sam's story didn't end in a single flash of inspiration, but with the steady, quiet hum of those systems working day in and day out. It's that same focus on systems that we dive into in our next video, the 3 systems that kill procrastination forever. So, what are the 5 truths? 1. Motivation will always bail on you, but discipline won't. 2. Your excuses are just your brain tricking you into taking the easy way out. 3. Build systems because your willpower is going to run out. 4. Learn to delay gratification or you'll trade your future for temporary comfort. And 5. Stop talking. Let your results make the noise for you. 1 year later, his app hit 10,000 users. Bad days still came, but the systems ran anyway, motionless and unstoppable. He chose the temporary pain of discipline over the permanent pain of regret. Now, it's your turn to choose.